Alright, YouTube, what's going on? Denonu here, the man with black privilege. And in this video here, we're going to be talking about something that embarrasses me. As an American, this embarrasses me because we're going to be talking about Trump, the whole Colin Kaepernick thing with people kneeling during the national anthem and things like that. I'm not going to get super in-depth with it because I'm not a sports person and I'm not a political person like that, so it's just, I don't know how old this news is. I think it's like a few days old, but we're going to be talking about it here. Trump basically went to a rally for a Republican senator. I forget what the senator's name was, but he was throwing shade at the, I guess, the people who were kneeling during the national anthem. He called them sons of bitches. I think the phrase was, get that son of a bitch off the field right now. And I think he was saying it as if like a coach would say that when somebody, when he saw somebody kneeling or whatever. But I just figured I'd talk about it. I needed something to talk about this week anyway. But it's like Trump got elected, right? Now, granted, I didn't vote for him at all because obvious reasons. But you know how when somebody gets elected president, they're like, oh, well, he's not the guy I voted for, but, he is the president. I can't change the fact that he got elected or, whatever, but, he is the president of my country. So I figured, you know what? It is what it is. I'm not going to say let's give him a shot, but, hey, he's already there, So, but it seems like I want to get behind at least that kind of mindset. But like every time he opens his mouth, he always says some dumb shit, YouTube. Every time. And it's like, I don't understand why, why the president of the United States would get up and throw shade and talk shit about a group of people who are exercising their freedoms that are given to them by the government that you're the president of. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, how can you talk shit about them when it's their freedom to kneel during the national anthem or to believe in whatever they want to believe in, and you're the president? Like that makes us as America look bad. Like, I don't understand that, YouTube. And it's like, I don't understand also the people who get super mad and get super butthurt at the people who are kneeling for the national anthem. I mean, I really don't. Maybe it's just me. Like I said, I'm not into sports, not into politics. But if you have somebody that's kneeling for the national anthem, who cares? Who cares? I mean, honestly, who the fuck cares? Number one, it's a football game. It's not like they're not playing football afterwards because they go out and they play football, I assume, because they still have games. So they're doing that. And then you have the fact of, okay, is them kneeling or not, or kneeling during the national anthem, is that going to affect the country and how the government does their business? No. Okay. Is them kneeling going to affect let's say if I'm a person who believes in standing for the national anthem and going through all of that, is that going to stop that person from believing in their country or the national anthem and standing and all that? No. So again, who the fuck cares? It doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like the only thing it's doing is it's visibly showing, the people who watch the games that he's doing this for a particular reason, or their group is doing this for a particular reason. So I guess it may make, let's say, somebody who was outside of the loop gonna question, like, okay, well, why are they kneeling down? Let me figure out why they're kneeling down. And then it's like, okay, well, they believe in A, B, or C. So it's like, okay, now you know what, they're kneeling about. Now, whether you believe in that too, that's a whole nother reason. Now, it would be different if, let's say, those same people who were kneeling for NFL were going on strike. Let's say instead of playing the game, they were kneeling the whole game and never played football. then that's a different story, because now you're messing up with the NFL's business and all of that, and you're not doing your job essentially. But just kneeling for the national anthem, that's not affecting, people's beliefs. It's not, yeah, it may get their message out there, but you're not affecting somebody's beliefs in a negative way. So if I'm somebody who is for all, the national anthem and standing and all of that, it's, why would I care if somebody else doesn't? I mean, that's just me. Maybe I'm thinking like a logical American. Maybe I'm wrong in my fucking country. Because it seems like there are a lot of dumbass people out there. And I don't understand being the way I am, because I look at the situation and be like, okay, well, who cares? It's not going to change or affect anything in the country as far as how our country does business, but it's just one of those things that, okay, well, he has the right to do that, or they got the right to do that. I mean, that's what we that's what we have as Americans. We have these freedoms to exercise our rights in various ways. So for Trump to come out there and be like, oh yeah, get those sons of bitches out of here, it's like, what? So you're saying that you don't believe in their cause, when part of their cause is the freedoms that you give us, or the government gives us, as being an American. And you're the guy who leads America. So either that makes us look bad as a country because this is who we elected. I mean, granted, we fucked up that year. But was it earlier this year, last year, or whenever Trump was elected, we fucked up. Like, I don't know what happened. But but it either makes us look bad like that because you have our leader saying, looking at our freedoms and be like, oh yeah, fuck that, I don't agree with that. Or it makes us look bad that maybe Trump didn't think about it like that, and maybe he just was like, okay, well, these people don't like this, so I'm gonna say this to like get on their side. And he didn't think about like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm fucking president, I can't say that shit. Cause now I'm talking shade about the country I'm leading. It's like, come on, man, you don't do that. And I'm guessing that's what it was. He was just too stupid to realize that maybe I shouldn't have said that shit. If it were me, if I was president, granted, a whole lot of people would be fired, but if I was president and let's say somebody put me in that position, right, I would probably give the most politically correct answer ever. Like, I would say, well, I don't believe in what he's, in what he stands for, or what their message is, but I believe in his right to say, to protest in what he wants to protest, or I believe in his freedom to protest. Because that was the answer Trump should have gave. That's what he should have said, because you believe in the process that your country has put in place, but you don't believe in what he stands for, or you don't believe in his message. That's something where it's like, okay, I can agree with that. You're the president. That's like the president coming out and said, oh yeah, fuck all gay people on national television, or fuck all black people, fuck all Hispanics, fuck all white people. Can't say that. You're the president. Even if he was joking, let's say the president was on national television and was saying a joke, saying, oh yeah, we're gonna kill all those black people next week, and he said it in a joke to somebody else. You don't do that on live television. Like I said, he's the president. Everything he says and does carries some weight behind it. Not only to us being the people that are under him or under the government, but with the rest of the world and how they deal business with us and how they see us as a country. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why Trump says dumbass shit whenever he's in front of the mic, but it's just because I know the president, every time a president gives a speech or anything like that, most of the time they have people that write those speeches for him. And I think that Trump, I think when he's in front of, giving those presidential speeches, he's reading what they tell him to read. That's fine. That's the way it's supposed to be. But I think whenever he goes out to these other events that maybe, let's say, something that's not presidential, it's like he just says whatever comes to his mind. And how I think he acts, besides being dumb and retarded, is he's probably one of those people who has a big ego, and who always wants the people around him to agree with him. So everything that comes out of his mouth that isn't, let's say, written by somebody else is like, how can I get this audience on my side? And that's what I think his problem is. You know, and he kind of like somebody, you ever talk to somebody, YouTube, let's say you're talking to a friend or a family member, and they slip up and say some personal shit that they shouldn't have said, like they got a little bit too comfortable. That's how I think Trump acts every time he gives a speech that's not, let's say, a presidential speech on national television that's coming from his cabinet, you know. Because like I said, this was at like a Republican press type thing for somebody else. This was at a rally for somebody else, not him. So this wasn't like a presidential cabinet speech type thing. This was just, he probably got on the mic and was talking, and it was a Republican thing. So he's saying shit that Republicans would like to hear, you know? And it's like, I get that as a celebrity or as like an athlete or anybody who's trying to promote themselves or their brand, right? I get that. That's something anybody who's trying to promote their brand has to do. You have to weigh the options between which group or which camp you want to roll with, right? I'm not going to even say the same thing about religion. It's everybody in life weighs those options, whether it be religion, your job, how you carry yourself as a person, how much pride you have. Hell, I can trickle it all the way down here to fucking YouTube, because it's the same fucking way. People have to make certain those 4 things I mentioned. They have to make those decisions and choose how they're going to carry themselves. And for most people, they pick one specific camp. Let's say, like, if hell, I could break it down even further. Take it to like your first day at school. You know what I'm saying? You're going to school for the first day. Now, granted, I was never like this, but let's say it's your first day of school. You have the popular kids and the unpopular kids, and then you got the people that's stuck in the middle. Most people, since they like to be gratified with with the popular kids, they want to hang with the popular kids, do what the popular kids do. That's why people follow into that kind of sort of thing. Me, I'm not the case. I'm the antithesis. Yeah. I'm the antithesis of that. The opposite. You know, I'm like, fuck those popular people. You know, I like to do my own thing. And I treat YouTube the same way. I'm not gonna get on here and make cookie cutter content, or I'm not gonna get on here and make top 5 or top 10 videos or what have you, or make that bullshit kind of content where I just pump out the same thing that the next guy does. That's not me. Not me, YouTube. Not at all. Again, like I said before, pride. I have too much pride for that. You know, I like to do my own thing, and if you don't like what I do, okay, there's a bunch of million other people on YouTube to watch. That's how I see it. Now, granted, usually the people who think like that, they don't get very far. It's the same thing with people who tell the truth, who tell how it actually is. They don't get they don't get very far because they don't follow in the popular camp, so they don't get whatever content that they're pushing, or they don't get their message out there half the time. So being Trump, I mean, he's president. And like I said, most people in their lives, they have the freedom to do that. You know, they can think whatever they want. If they work a particular job, they gotta kind of agree with their managers and stuff, because they don't want to be the guy that goes against, the grain, because then they usually get fired. You know what I'm saying? Most people want to fit in because it makes whatever medium that they're in easier, whether that's job, school, friends, whatever. Trump, like I said, doesn't have that freedom. He's president of the United States. So he has to carry himself like he's the president. You can't come out here and be saying dumb shit and then expect, no flack to happen. Like, number one, like you can't come out and, let's say, talk shade about people who, like I said, they're exercising their own rights that are given to them by their country. So that just makes everybody involved in that, with him, the government, everybody looks stupid, because he came out there and he said a line that he probably either wasn't thinking about when he said it, or he just doesn't care. And I think, like I said before, I think he's trying to carry himself like he wants to be, let's say, like any kind of social media type person, YouTube, TV star, any kind of popular person like that. He's telling his audience what they want to hear. And he doesn't realize that, like, he's still treating the presidency like that, and you can't do that because that's not what the presidency is. You have to carry yourself above all of that bullshit, because you have to stand for what the country stands for, not what you want to stand for or what the next person wants you to stand for. You have to stand for what the country stands for. Now, whether that'll change in time, they may change some laws, we may become a dictatorship, or what have you later on down the road. But now we're in democracy. You have to project the image of what you want your country to be at. You know what I'm saying? You have to hold yourself up to a certain standard. And maybe he's either too dim-witted or too dumb to realize that, and that's why he doesn't do that. Or maybe it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, well, he don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe he's like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. I'm president. Maybe he's like that. Because, maybe he's letting his ego get to him. But I don't know, YouTube. I think it's just stupid all the way around. The people who are against, standing up for the national anthem and all that. Because, like I said, I don't understand why you would hate or throw shade at somebody who's just exercising their freedoms. Because if you truly believe in something, like I said before, they're not going to change your mind. And at the end of the day, they're not affecting you personally. Them kneeling isn't going to fuck up the country. It's just one of those things that people are gonna protest against. I mean, hell, I can protest against people drinking coffee outside if I wanted to. Millions of Americans do it. I don't agree with it. I drink water, to be more healthy. It's like, if I did, who cares? You know what I'm saying? That's my right to do that. I mean, you may not agree with it, but it is what it is. We live in America. We have those freedoms. That's what people are fighting and dying for. People always equate in this argument, because I see it all the time on my Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. People, they'll be like, oh, you don't stand for the national anthem. You don't believe in what our soldiers are dying for. But yet you have soldiers look at what Kaepernick and whatever doing, and they're like, well, I don't agree with his message, but I fought for his reason to say it. It's the freedoms behind, giving, him the right to do that. Just because he's kneeling don't mean he hates fucking soldiers or hates fucking America. He just dislikes where America is going, or the mindset of most Americans or police or whatever he's, doing. Like I said, I'm not into the whole political thing or even social commentary around that, because that revolves around sports a lot. And like I said, when I first started the video here, I'm not into sports at all, but it's just, I wish we as Americans, and that's why I said this embarrasses me, because it makes America look bad, and I just wish that we as Americans acted better. At the end of the day, there are always going to be dumb, stupid people in the world. And in America, I know there are a bunch of people who are smart, that are knowledgeable, that are just good people. But whether it's one of those situations where just there's more stupid people than smart people, or let's say the smart people aren't being heard as much as the stupid people, it's just one of those things where it's like, I wish it was the other way around, because I think we would be better as a country, and other people would see us and think that we're better, even if we weren't. It would only make us look good at the end of the day. So, my name is Denonu, the man with the biggest and the most blackest privilege on YouTube, and I will see you guys in the next commentary. Peace out.